English stories with moral value.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Having a best friend. The story is about two friends who were walking through the desert. During the journey, they argued over something, and one friend slapped the other. The one who got slapped was hurt by this gesture of his best friend, but did not react. He quietly wrote in the sand, "Today my best friend slapped me." After some time, they found an oasis and started taking a bath in the lake. Suddenly, the one who had been slapped started drowning. Then his friend came to his rescue and saved him. After he recovered from the drowning, he engraved, "Today my best friend saved my life" on a stone. The friend who had slapped earlier and later saved his best friend asked, "After I slapped you, you wrote in the sand, and now, as I saved you, you write on a stone. Why?" The other friend replied, "I wrote in on sand because we should not keep the feeling of getting hurt by someone for a long time. But when someone does something good for us, we must remember it forever, like a message engraved on a stone that nothing can erase." Moral: remember the good things that happen in life, not the bad memories. The second story. The King's Painting. There was a king with only one leg and one eye, but was generous and competent as a ruler. One day, while walking in his palace, the king noticed the portraits of his ancestors along the hallway. He also wanted his portrait painted by an artist, but was unsure how it would turn out due to his physical abnormalities. The king invited all the painters across the kingdoms and asked who could paint a beautiful picture of him. The painters were confused about how to make a beautiful picture of the king with only one leg and one eye. All the painters politely refused to make a painting of the king. Then one young painter came forward and ensured to make a beautiful portrait of the king. After a few days, the young painter unveiled the portrait in the court, in which the king was seen sitting on the horse, with one leg visible, holding his bow and aiming the arrow with one eye closed. There was no sign of physical deficiencies in the king in the painting. The king was pleased to see that the painter had creatively presented the king's positive characteristics, but not highlighted the abnormalities. Moral: look at the positive aspects of someone without emphasizing the limitations.
The third story.
The Cows and the Tiger. 4 cows lived in a forest near a meadow. They were good friends and did everything together. They grazed together and stayed together, because of which no tigers or lions were able to kill them for food. But one day, the friends fought, and each cow went to graze in a different direction. A tiger and a lion saw this and decided that it was the perfect opportunity to kill the cows. They hid in the bushes and surprised the cows and killed them all, one by one. The moral: unity is important in our life because it can strengthen us to avoid the enemies.
The next story.
The Tortoise and the Bird.
A tortoise was resting under a tree on which a bird had built its nest. The tortoise spoke to the bird mockingly, "What a shabby home you have. It is made of broken twigs. It has no roof and looks crude."
What's worse is that you had to build it yourself. I think my house, which is my shell, is much better than your pathetic nest. Yes, it is made of broken sticks, looks shabby and is open to the elements of nature. It is crude, but I built it and I like it. I guess it's just like any other nest, but not better than mine, said the tortoise. You must be jealous of my shell, though. On the contrary, the bird replied, "My home has space for my family and friends. Your shell cannot accommodate anyone other than you. Maybe you have a better house, but I have a better home," said the bird happily.
Moral, better a crowded house than a lonely mansion. Moral. Thanks a lot. See you.